left just starting the Arcanist. We read a bit of the guild history, and it was pretty interesting, I think. It's a guild where its magic is based on mathematics and symbolism and stuff like that. And it said that its greatest achievement so far is essentially being able to summon Carbuncle. We wanted to get just a rough start for all of our new jobs, so we're going to equip the Weathered Grimoire right now, and that'll give us our level 1 job quest completed, so let's do that. I don't have any real gear for the character until I hit about level 5 and then 10 and that, so but that's okay, we'll be alright. So let's talk to Thubigim again. Acting Guildmaster Thubigim wishes to judge your aptitude for Arcanium. It is a hefty tome, is it not? I promise you. A grimoire's weight becomes a comforting anchor amidst the shifting seas of battle, a fact you will soon discover. In Lower Lanosica, you will find, among others, 3 species of pest: wharf rats, little ladybugs, and orlay. I ask that you employ your fledgling skill in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each types of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate, and you'll soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. Okay, perfect. So the last quest we're actually going to pick up is a job for the rogue. And then we're going to do the first level rogue quest. Well, get to the first level rogue quest. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go back to Gridania, and we're going to open up the botanist, and then we're going to go to Ulda and get the miner, and then we're going to get both of those to level 20 at least, and then we're going to switch to crafting for the rest of the day and see how many crafting professions we can get to around level 20. If we get all of them, that would be amazing. I doubt that, but wherever we end today, we'll continue on tomorrow as far as the crafters go. We're going to try and get all the crafters to level 20, and then on Monday, we're going to go back to doing jobs and that, and we will be doing a lot of instance runs. So Monday's going to be an exciting day, I think. Anyway, from what I remember, the rogues are down by the Fisherman's Guild. So let's go there. I apologize, I just gotta read this text that I got. Okay, sorry about that. We are down here at the Fisherman's Guild. I don't want to be a fisher right now. We want to find the Rogues Guild. I think it's around here. Well, let's look at the map, knowing what's way down there. Okay. Knowing my sense of direction, always having the map open is a good thing. But I'll close it for now because I know where I'm going. That's not going to bite me in the butt because this is the guy we need to talk to. Lone Word, the gatekeeper. There's not behind these convent doors for a worldly type like you, Gov. We're the dutiful sisters o' the Eddywise, all pure and saintly like. Now bugger off. Hang about. Ain't you that cove as goes by the name o' Razor? Hey, I knew it. We like to snilch all the rise in talent, and from what I hear, you're head and shoulders above the rest. If you can handle yourself as well as they say, you might well be of use to us. Forget all that sister o' the Idywise bullocks. That's just a bit of fun to fob off the curious calls. We're a guild of rogues, mate, and it's mainly our marks as does the prayin'. Me and mine work in the shadows o' Limsa, taking a keen edge to the rooks and cacklers what have earned themselves a millin'. We don't tout for members, but every now and again we might offer a promising young cove a place in the ranks. If you've an interest in joining us, tip us your daddies and we'll put a hilt in each one, just like the gods intended. Or daddles. So what do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Yeah, let's join the Rogues Guild. It's like I said, some of these quests are absolutely hilarious. I love them. Good to see you're keen, but I should probably warn you on a few points before you dive in. Where most guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlestick makers they can be, we only care about getting the job done. And the job ain't pretty. You become one of us, and you'll soon be neck-deep in scum and knife fights. So if you're looking to scamper across rooftops and bilk dandies of their blunt, you'd best take up a different crew. Think on that and come back if you're still keen. Yeah, we're still keen. Lone Word would like to reaffirm your desire to join the Rogues Guild. I didn't scare you off then? Ben, they told me he was a meddlesome cove, and so it's proved. You'll need every ounce of that metal soon enough. Now step inside and have a prattle with Jackie. He's our upright man, the master of the guild. You may now freely enter the Rogues Guild. Speak with Lone Word whenever you wish to gain admittance to the guild's headquarters. Perfect. You looking to head inside? Yes, because we're going to talk to Jackie. Oh, I was going to say, she just randomly chucking knives, but no, then I saw the dummy over here. She's practicing on it. This guy's talking about getting him some new stabbers. The other one just looks bored. But let's see what Jackie has to say. Hi, I'm the one they called Jackie, though I suppose you've heard of me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name, along with that of the kindly cove as told ye mine. Ah, the famous Razor. Old Lonnie Leftpatch let you in, did he? He can't throw a blade for shite, but that one eye don't miss naught when it comes to sizing up Dimber Colt up for the stallin'. Just one thing. You ain't a pirate, are ye? No, I'm no pirate. Well then, it's time ye was stalled to the rogue. Pull on your best beater cases, and I'll swear ye in myself when you're ready. Now, I could fill your waddles with the storied history of our guild, but that's just winds and wind. The most important thing, the only thing, we care about is getting the job done. Now, most folk, and I'm assuming you're among them, know that not long after Limsa's founding, the city was overrun by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. But as wild as that lot were, it soon became clear that they'd end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules, an unspoken code of conduct, as it were. 1. You don't bite the purse of your fellow Lamensians. 2. You don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3. You don't trade calls like they was chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are might murky, but most agree on those 3 at least. Now, you might be thinking none of that amounts to a sack of dillberries, now the Admiral's outlawed piracy, but in the back alleys and black markets where Merrillwib's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law is enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest and hand out justice to them as break the code. Some rum-soaked cove steals goods from the wrong call, and we steal them back. That's the job, my natty lad. Of course, we don't hop the twig when blade work's called for neither. You'll see there's more to our dagger play than just sticking culls with the pointy end. We'll weaken a mark with poison, fade away and strike in the dark man's. Whatever it takes to get the work done. Well, Razor, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? Yeah, I got the guts. Let's try to keep our guts inside, though. Alright then, first off, we'll have to get your kit sorted out. A rogue needs to be light on his dew-beaters to stay on a mark's trail. The job might have you fighting across a deck or weaving through a mob, and the last thing we want is a bleeding great axe that hooks itself on every rope and post. That's why we stick to daggers. They let you slip through the streets just as easily as they slip through the rook's ribs. Here, take these stabbers in. Let's see how they look on ye. Just don't get so excited with your new toys that you forget to dress for the role. You'd be surprised at how many colts come back to me in their bloody small clothes. Alright, well, we got some new stabbers, so let's equip those. Arcanist just hit level 2. We're going to actually move Bio up here, because it's going to be our main source of attack damage, and this will be, well, this is going to be our damage over time spell that we'll use at the start of battle, and this is our primary attack spell for now, which is Ruin. So, excellent. Oh, I gotta remember to set up. No. So first we gotta do this. Make sure we've got the Marauder. Okay, we do. So we want to make a new set for the Arcanist. And now we're going to put on daggers. And we will update this for the... or create a new one for our rogue. Perfect. Now we're going to talk to him. Jackie wishes to give you a few pointers on dagger play. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself? Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you'll want to get a feel for the weight and speed of your new weapons. I reckon those bleatin' cheats in the fields outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Aye, test your blades on a few of them lambs, then slice up some rats and puggles for good measure. Mind that ye mill them beasties one at a time, though, lad. I know you've served far worse in the past, but you're no dimmer-dammer with them stabbers just yet. Very true. Alright, now we're going to Gridania. We're going to actually start unlocking all of our there we go. We're going to start unlocking our crafting and gathering professions. So let's teleport. Going to New Gridania for now. And then we're going to go to the botanist guild and become a botanist. And then we shall actually work solely on botany until we get to about 20. And then we're going to go to Alda. We'll unlock the minor and work on the minor until 20. So let's get this done. We want to go to the botanist guild. There it is. Boom. We are there. Should be fun times. Okay, we're going to go to where's the guildmaster again? She's a tiny little Lullafell. Oh, there she is. Fafusha, but we have to look for the secretary, or the receptionist every time. I keep forgetting that. Hello there, and welcome to the Botanist Guild. What brings you here today? Interested in becoming a botanist, are you? Then you've come to the right place. At our guild, you can study under some of the finest botanists in all the realm. An enticing proposition, is it not? So what do you say? Would you like to add your name to our roll? Yes, let's become a botanist, like we said. Excellent. Now you're doubtless eager to dive headlong into the nearest shrubbery. But first, a brief explanation on the origins of the Botanist Guild. Our guild boasts a long history. Its roots can be traced back some 500 years, to when our nation was still in its infancy. It was around that time that a precursor organization to our own was established, to facilitate communion with the elementals. But I suspect you're already confused, not being forest-born. Let me put it in a way your kind would understand. The Twelf's Wood doesn't belong to man, but almighty beings known as elementals. It is by their leave that we Gridanians dwell here in the forest, and it is by their leave that we receive of its bounty. Ever since mankind settled in the Twelf's Wood, it has been necessary for us to obtain the elementals' permission, prior to taking aught from their domain. Historically, this was a rather involved process, in that only a precious few could actually commune with them, specifically those conjurers blessed with the ability to hear the elementals, aptly known as hearers. In order to relay the elementals' will to the botanists in a more timely manner, a new organization was formed with a hearer at its mouth and ears. This organization would eventually evolve to become the Botanist Guild. To this day, the guild employs the service of a hearer who offers guidance to our members. Yet this is no longer our organization's sole concern. We also seek to promulgate correct harvesting practices. That is, practices which honor the will of the elementals. And that, my friend, is the story of how our guild came to be. I trust you have a newfound appreciation of the work we do. Yes, I do. Now, with all this talk of elementals and communing, mayhap you're wondering whether you're fit to join us. Well, you may cast such doubts aside. You don't need to have been raised as a good little forest-born boy to be a botanist, nor do you need to know the secret forest-born salute. I jest. You just need a healthy respect for nature and the will to learn. If you honestly believe you possess these things, it would be my pleasure to recommend you to our guildmaster. Please, wait a moment while I see to the formalities. Speak to me again when you're ready to begin the enrollment procedures. Alright, so let's talk to him. Ready to enroll in the Botanist Guild, I take it? Yes. Music to my ears. It will be my pleasure to refer you to Guildmaster Fafucha. Our Guildmaster's knowledge of nature is second to none. One need only witness her uncanny knack for spotting the finest timber to see that hers is a truly God's-given talent. It is for this reason that she holds the title of First Botanist. Oh, but you need not be overawed. for she is the kindliest of souls. You will find our guild master just outside this building. Seek her out and impress upon her your desire to become a botanist. Okay. Well, they haven't given us any tools yet, so I guess she will do so. I'm Fafucha, the master of this guild. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I take it Leon has given you an overview of botany already. Well then, I suppose I had better continue where he left off. All Gridanians may rightly claim to share a close relationship with nature, but none is so intimate as that of a botanist. It is our calling to nurture the natural environment to the mutual benefit of man and wood. But even as nature holds us in her loving embrace, providing for our every need, she is at heart an unsentimental creature, one that will take life just as readily as she gives it. Being a botanist means coming face to face with this uncomfortable truth on a regular basis. Knowing this, do you still wish to walk our path? Yes, we're going to be a botanist. The look in your eye bespeaks the passion in your heart. Very well, I bid you welcome to the Botanist Guild. To help you on your way, I present you with this hatchet. Take it up, and then present yourself to me again. I would assign you your first task as a botanist of the guild. Perfect, so let's take Storyteller 3 achievement. What is that? Just waiting. Waiting. We'll complete 100 unique quests. Awesome. Okay, let's continue. Oh, we've got a gathering log now. It's kind of like the... I was going to say it's kind of like a hunting log, but not really, because this just tells you where to find everything, but you don't necessarily need to find all of these things to gain experience. Everything will give you experience. And unlike the hunting log, you can obviously harvest as much of this as you want, whereas with the hunting log, you only do it once. We can hunt anything levels 1 to 5, which is nice. Maple logs we find around Tree Speak, so we'll be looking for that. We'll go out Old Serpent Gate. So that's cool. Oh, we were going to put on our botanist gear. We are now a botanist. And we're going to open our gear list. We're going to add. So now we have all of these that we can just switch to when we need to. Perfect. Let's talk to Fafucha again. Fafucha wishes to assign you your first task as a botanist. I see you have your hatchet on you. Very good. A botanist's hatchet is his livelihood. Never forget this. If you fail to keep its blade clean and keen, your efforts will wield you naught but sweat and splinters. But let us see about your first task. Ah, yes. To help you grasp the basics of botany, I would like you to gather 10 pots worth of latex. The forest yields to us many and more resources. It is the botanist's job to know what can be found and where. If it is latex you require, you would do well to search just outside the Blue Badger Gate or the Yellow Serpent Gate. Seek out the mature trees that stand in those areas, and then put your hatchet to use. I wish you well. Botanists can use hatchets and other cutting tools to log the forests of Eorzea and gather materials used in crafting. Trees that are primed for logging are known as mature trees. To locate mature trees, make your way out of the city and then use the botanist action known as triangulate. Okay, so we'll make sure triangulate is on. It's not something we have to keep activating every time. Unless you switch from botany to mining and back. But or any other job for that matter. It's kind of like the tank stance in that sense, that once you put it on, it's on. And you can tell when it's on because there's a little icon at the top here. Alright, so let's exit and get 10 pots of latex. That'll get us a level or two. And then we're just going to go around and harvest wood and maybe put it up on the... No, actually, we're going to save everything we get for now, because we want to level as fast as we can through all our crafting. I haven't picked up the other jobs in this city, because that's going to be a Monday thing where we get all the remaining jobs and start leveling them. So let's go. Here's a mature tree. And it shows us all the things that we can get from here. We want latex, so let's get that. It's not going to take us too long to get 10. Now for now we can run around here easily, but once we get into areas where the enemies will aggro on you, you'll want to try to sneak around. I think you get a stealth ability in at level 20 or so, I can't remember. Wow, we're already level 3. That's good. Okay, we're at level 3. We got 7 of the items, so we just need 2 more. Or we're at 8 of the items, we need 2 more. We're at 7, we would have needed 3. Let's get these. There we go, that's our 10. Let's try to get some maple wood. We failed once. It said we got nothing. Increase the chance of obtaining items while gathering by 5%. Well, that's what this is for, the GP use. Every special ability uses GP. Wow, 67%, and I missed twice in a row. It's almost as good as XCOM odds. Let's see. Let's get an earth shard and a maple branch, because it looks like anything that has a... Yeah, I guess this is kind of like a hunting log, because there was a little baggie under all of these, and when we got it, we got a bonus bit of experience. But you only get that bonus once. That's okay, though, because we're already level 5, which is nice, because we said we wanted to go to 20 on each of the gathering and crafting classes, so the faster we get there, the better. We got Field Mastery 2, which increases our chance of gathering stuff by 15%. And Arbor Call 2. So when we use this, it'll show us the highest level of tree that we can get to. Said there's a level 10 over here. That might be a little high for us. We might not be able to actually get anything, but let's give it a try. Oh, yeah. Well, let's increase our chances and see if we can pick up at least one of these ash branches and an ash log and the mistletoe. Oh, we got one of everything, and we are now level 7. So that's good. We're going really fast. Let's go back to the mature tree. We'll just collect more maple logs. Starting to slow down a little bit, but it's still pretty good, pretty decent. There we go. Go to the mature tree. I think we'll get to level 10 before we go back to Cha. That's level 8. Oh, it's not level 20. We got sneak already, which is good. When we go into an area where the enemies could potentially hurt us, we can activate that. There's nothing we really want, but let's increase our chance of getting things. Now we still have a 0% chance of getting any high quality items, which is terrible. But that's okay. Actually, it makes sense to go back to the level 5 area, because if you noticed when we collect, every time we collect, it seems like you get a little more experience each time you get a successful collection in a row. Of course we get nothing. Yeah, it goes up by 5% experience bonus each time. And we're wearing our hat. That gives us an extra 20% experience up to level 10. And since we're not fighting anything, once we get to level 10, we'll just switch to the circlet of friendship. Actually, there's something I gotta check about that. Well, it just says experience earned by 20% when level 25 and below. So it doesn't say that you need whoever it was that got you that friendship circlet to be in range of you for it to work. So we're going to assume that it'll work just by popping it on. We'll be able to tell later because we know about how much we're getting per strike. So we'll try, and we can figure it out right away by hitting a tree and seeing what we get, and then put that on and see if we get any more. Okay, we're at level 9, so we're about to hit level 10, which is good. We're halfway there. Oh, broke the chain right at the end there. It sucks. Wonder if we're getting any better at getting to the level 10 stuff. Slowly but surely we are, yes. Later on we can look into shrubs too, and then we'll get a few bonus items from there as well. What's enable quick gather? I don't know, it doesn't tell me. Alright. We're getting there. We're almost at level 10. Like I said, we're not going to get rid of any of the wood or items that we have picked up because we're going to try using that for our crafting so we don't have to buy as many things. We're still going to have to buy some things though. Oh, that was bad. Alright, yeah, I think it makes more sense experience-wise to just stick with the level 5 trees for now. Oh, I hate those broken chains. That dead clunk you hear where you don't hear the sound of collecting something is heartbreaking every time. I'm actually going to boost my chances. We are now level 10 with our botany, so let's go talk to our botanist master. We'll do both those quests back to back. Maybe that'll get us to 11 right away, and then we can just finish the last 9 levels. And then we'll switch to mining and do the same. And then, like I've been saying, once that's done, then we can start with the crafting. Sounds like fun. Alright. Botanist Guild again. We are going to... Oh, it's up here, that's right. How goes the gathering effort? Least you forget, latex can be had just outside the Blue Badger Gate and the Yellow Serpent Gate. Yes, well, we're going to give you the 10 because we have that. Get over. Ah, yes, precisely 10 pots of latex. Just as I instructed. You have done well. Latex is easy to find and equally easy to harvest. As such, collecting this stuff is an ideal task for young botanists who are learning their way around the hatchet. Yet know that being able to swing said tool does not make you a botanist. You must also possess the knowledge to locate the resources you seek. That will be all from me for the present. I urge you to keep honing your senses and skill as a botanist. Gather near and far and learn from your experiences. I look forward to seeing you again when you have become better acquainted with our trade. Till then, I bid you happy gathering. The next botanist quest will be available from Fufucha upon reaching level 5. Alright, oh, we get a new robe, which is nice. We're going to equip that for now. Actually, we'll just leave it in our... Well, let's see. Gathering plus 13. Yeah, actually, we need that. So we're going to update our gear. And then we're going to talk to Fufucha again. And she's going to give us an increased hatchet, which is nice. And we can choose some pants, so we'll do that. And we got 5 messages, so let's look at that. Harvesting. In addition to logging, botanists can use secondary tools to harvest items from patches of foliage, referred to as lush vegetation. As is the case with mature trees, these locations are only discernible when using the action triangulate. To harvest, you must first equip a scythe to your offhand. Scythes can be obtained from shops, markets, or quests. And sneak. The Disciple of the Land action sneak allows you to conceal yourself from enemies so that you may log, mine, or fish without fear of being attacked. Be mindful, however, that this ability is not effective against enemies with a level significantly higher than your own. Yeah, so no being a level 10 botanist trying to sneak around in a level 50 area. Hey Angara, welcome back again. I'm doing quite well, how are you? Today is crafting and gathering day. Sounds like fun. We're already level 10 with our botanists, so that's pretty exciting. Fufucha wants to assign you a new task. Let's do that. Hello again, Razor. I'm told you've been putting your hatchet to good use. Well done. Yet, as I mentioned before, hacking away at trees does not make you a botanist. You must also strive to deepen your understanding of nature. I say this in the knowledge that you have done just that, whether you realize it or not. You have the air of a man who is at ease with the world around him. I do believe you are ready for your next task. I would like you to go to Tree Speak, and there harvest 50 pots worth of maple sap. Once you have enough, pray deliver the sap to Cecily. She will be pleased to receive it. Off you go now, Razor. Oh, sounds like fun. We're going to be gathering maple sap, which is perfect. Maybe I can turn it into a maple latte. Those are absolutely delicious. Gathering interface. Let's just take a look at that quick. A list of items available through gathering can be viewed by opening the gathering log. This feature is accessible via logs in the main menu. Items that you have successfully gathered at least once will appear with a check mark on their icons. Gathering an item for the first time will earn you special experience point bonus. So I was right with that. It's kind of like your hunter's log, only you can keep doing it over and over It's just the first time you gather the item that you get the bonus experience, though. But that's still better than the hunting log, where you only get to do it once. Certain items can only be obtained in certain areas. To confirm where an item might be found, refer to your gathering log. Okay, well, that all makes sense. As many as 8 different types of items can be found on a single gathering point. Begin gathering by selecting an item from the list that appears after right-clicking the target. Your chances of successfully obtaining the selected item are displayed as a percentage to the right of its icon. Gear with a high gathering rate will improve these chances, but only if your class level is at or above the item level, also displayed to the right of the item icon. An item's position on the list is determined by its type. For example, branches are always found in the 3rd slot. Remembering which type of items are located in which slots will help you when coming across a new type of mature tree. Finding mature trees. Botanists can use hatchets and other cutting tools to log the forests of Eorzea and gather materials for use in crafting. Trees that are primed for logging are known as mature trees. Mature trees are only discernible from other foliage when using the action triangulate. While this action is active, the location of mature trees is displayed on the minimap. Once you have arrived at a mature tree, right-click it to begin logging. Fun times! Alright, let's go get us our maple sap now. And for that we have to go to... I believe they said, yes, Tree Speak. But it didn't say how to get to Tree Speak. I think it was out of the... maybe Central Shroud? No, it's not out of the Central Shroud. So let's look at the other exit point. There's Blue Badger. Where's the other one? Twin Adders. Didn't say so. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be from the Yellow Serpent gate that we want. Oh, I can open the gathering log to see where it's at. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. So let's look. We'll go logs. Gathering log is B. That's the shortcut. So let's find... Tree Speak, right. Yes, Yellow Serpent Gate. That's where we want to go. And there's our maple sap. Okay, perfect. So, Yellow Serpent Gate, Tree Speak, and then we go get the maple sap. Thank you for that little tip there, Angara. Knowing me, I probably would have been looking all day. Alright, anything here? Oh, we'll gather it anyway. This is going to take a bit of time, but we want to get higher. So let's triangulate and find a bit of a better level. Level 10 is up this way. Also gives an approximate of where the node is. Oh, good. Let's do that. B. Oh yeah, because it says tree speed. Maple sap. I think that would be just searching it for on... Well, now these are ash logs. Let's go to Tree Speak. It's down this way. We're going a little too far. Maybe it'll be on these trees. There we go, yep. All new stuff, so let's grab one of each. Okay, now let's grab our maple sap. And we need... Oh, geez, 50 of them. That's a fair bit. But we also have a 100% chance of gathering, so it shouldn't be that bad. Hey, Lordly King. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Yeah, right now I am a little sprout, and I am exploring the game. Right now we're working on gathering, and we're going to start doing the wonderful crafting. We're going to try to get to level 20 with all crafting skills over the next 2 days, and then Monday to Friday is going to be instances and classes again. Also, Lordly King is our resident expert on gathering, which is good because I'll probably have about 1 trillion questions. Oh, fishing. I like fishing in most MMOs. I hope it's just as much fun in this one. Let's see. Maple sap for a couple days now. We need 50 of them. Okay, not quite. It's not so bad. It's a 100% chance, and you get at least 4 or 5. He's a fishing king. Awesome. As I've heard fishing can be kind of difficult because some people say it's hard to find the nodes. You're an expert in only dying. That sounds like me in World of Warcraft whenever I try to do a raid. The only thing I tank is the floor. And in World of Warcraft, I'd give anybody a run for their money in being a floor tank. I think I'm the best at that. I think my record was getting rezzed in one raid so many times that on the last res I rezzed essentially naked because all my armor had broke. They hate the RNG in fishing. I don't know, it kind of feels like real life. Like if you're in a fishing spot, you're not guaranteed to catch a particular fish. It's pretty much whatever fish is in the area that you're gonna get. That seems weird. I mean, you can improve your chances by going where there's like a school of bass or whatever. Then sure, you have an improved chance of catching bass, but if there's other fish mingling around where the bass are, then there's a chance you're going to catch one of them instead. So yeah, that seems weird that they would be complaining about the RNG. I find improve with bait, time of day, weather, etc. Yeah, it sounds pretty much like real life fishing in that case. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually really cool. So it's not just as simple as you take your rod, you throw it out, and you catch a fish. You actually have to account for a few things to make sure you get what you want. That's actually a really cool system because that feels quite realistic. Because if you go bass fishing, for example, and you use something that doesn't interest them, well, you could be throwing your bait out there all day long and you're never going to get a bite. Weird. People are weird. And the lazy fish. If you get a particular lazy fish, you have to put something really tempting to get them to come after it. So otherwise, they're just going to look at it and be like, nah. I know it's like literally a little bit of a swim away, like half a stroke away, but that's too far. I don't feel like going that far. You have to treat those ones like the fat chocobo in this game, where you have to find something that they really like and make them want to go for it. There's fish that rare that you only have 6 to 8 minutes a month to catch it. That's crazy. So that's one that you would definitely want to know exactly where it goes and be right there when it happens. Well, I bet they would sell for a lot. Pretty much anything that's super rare sells for a lot. Oh, there's only one that has that's that rare? Which one is it? Just out of curiosity. Second longest is 18 to 20 days. Wow, that's actually quite the jump in difference. In comparison, one feels like it's not really all that rare in the sense that you can catch it almost any time you want in the month. And then the other one's like, yeah, no, bro, unless you know exactly where I am and are ready for me, you're never catching me. Okay, let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, that was a mistake. I probably should have been hiding, because now I'm going to be running. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be killing much of anything with my little chopping axe. But I think you can actually fight with these axes. The ruby dragonfish. Well, I'm probably going to regret these words, but I really want to do everything there is to do in this game. So eventually I want to try and catch that thing. I may end up eating my own face in frustration, but that's part of the game. Let's see. We are done with the maple saps now. plan on going for it someday. You're just not sure when that day is going to be. Now, where is Sicily? She back in Old Gridania? She is. Figures. Well, let's go to the new tree or whatever that is. Well, Tree Speak doesn't have a teleport stone, and neither do any of the other areas. Alright, well, off to Old Gridania we go then. As long as that stupid tree doesn't step on my face. But yeah, we're gonna eventually do everything there is to do in this game. In this stream, so I have a feeling that this character is gonna have a very long life. There always seems to be new stuff to do, and with the new expansion coming out relatively soon, I say relatively because I don't think I'll have enough time to do everything there is currently to do before the new expansion even comes out, but that's fine. We'll just add the new expansion to stuff we're going to be doing. Any speculations on what the new DPS class is going to be? We know that they're going to be adding a new healer, which isn't really a healer, it's more like a shield base. I don't know if anyone remembers an old game called City of Heroes, but it sounds like the new healer they're releasing is the same as what people affectionately call the bubble controller. Maybe 2 to 3 months to get caught up in story. And we're streaming about 5 hours a day, and we're not going linear. Like, what I mean by that is we're keeping every single class at about 20, so I'm gonna guess just for whatever that we can easily double that amount of time, because when we get to the end of current content, we want every single job to be at 80. That's the idea. So is the Necromancer a DPS though? I thought the Necromancer was another caster type. I guess it would make sense. We haven't had a caster DPS in a while, have we? Here, Sicily. We shall give you all of the maple. On a quest for maple sap? Then your best bet is to search in the vicinity of Tree Speak. I happen to be waiting for a delivery of sap myself. Might you be the botanist tasked with supplying it? Yes, let's give you the 50 sap. Yeah, I don't know if they would go with Templar, because you got Paladin, and the Dark Knight kind of feels like the same idea, basically. Just the dark version of a Paladin. So adding 3 classes like that, I don't know. Last caster was introduced in Stormbringer. That was the, I can't remember. I don't know. Ah, the maple sap I requested. Then you must be the new botanist Fafucha has been fussing over. Ah, but where are my manners? Thank you. Ah, the red mage. Yes. Why do I need so much of this stuff? Well, allow me to explain. It's the very least I can do after all you've done. Boiling maple sap causes it to thicken into a sweet syrup called, you've guessed it, maple syrup. From maple syrup we can make maple sugar, an ingredient used in various recipes, particularly confectionery, from cakes and tarts to toffees and chocolates. In short, all the things that children love. You've probably guessed it by now, but the maple sap you harvested will be used to make sweets for the children, the poor souls who were orphaned by the calamity. They may put on a brave face, but their eyes reveal the depths of their sorrow. There's precious little joy left in their lives. But Gridania won't abandon them. No matter your walk of life, there is always something you can do to help. Though it may only last a fleeting moment, a single smile of theirs is worth all the effort. Well, my apologies, I got carried away. Now where was I? Ah, yes. In addition to maple sap, we botanists gather various other kinds of foodstuffs. As such, we work quite closely with culinarians, whose disciples of the hand, those disciples of the hand who excel at cooking. We're also on good terms with woodworkers and weavers, as both are reliant upon us to supply the lumber and fiber they need for their respective crafts. Okay, so scythe-wielding melee DPS that uses buffs and debuffs to lay out some big DPS. Goes to 1 hit point for a big burst. Actually, that would be kind of cool. I think I would like being a Reaper. That would be exciting if that's what it is. I'm not so sure I'd be as excited about the Necromancer because we're getting a fairly large pool of casters. Because we have the Blue Mage too, but I guess people don't really consider the Blue Mage because you can't really use it in instances in that. At least, not on your own. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a good point, Ingar. I think that if the Reaper did work like that, I'd be back to floor tanking. To the point where I could probably release a video and I can entitle it Floor Tanking 101. It goes to 1 hit point. Just goes to 1 hit point. Oh no. Yeah, that's about right. As botanists, it behooves us to learn what manner of materials are used in crafting. There's no better way to do so than firsthand. If you have an interest, you might consider dabbling in pardon me, I can't really talk today. You might consider dabbling in one of the disciplines out there. There we go. I also urge you to make a habit of reviewing the gathering log. As your knowledge of botany grows, more of its contents will become comprehensible to you. Well, I'd best see to the maple sap. It was lovely talking to you. For every 5th level you reach as a botanist, you will gain the ability to detect higher-level mature trees and lush vegetation. When this occurs, any new items that are available through gathering will be added to your gathering log. You can use the Arbor Call Botanist action to help you locate the nearest mature tree or lush vegetation within your skill range. Perfect. And I get a new axe. I'll take the pants. Excellent. So yeah, based on everything you guys are saying, I think we're going to be seeing probably a Reaper then. Alright, let's go. Oh, what does Fufucha want? Weapons of a Feather. Fufucha needs your help to fulfill a large order. Ah, Razor, you couldn't have come at a more opportune time. I have a favor to ask of you. We have just received an urgent request from the Order of the Twin Adder. They ask that we supply them with 99 crow feathers as soon as possible. Crows often leave behind feathers where they perch, which can be used to make arms and armor. The situation must be grim indeed if the order has need of such a large amount. It would not do to keep the defenders of our nation waiting. I would be most glad if you could help us fulfill this order. Crow feathers can be found in abundance in the area south of Gilbert Spire. Once you have purchased or procured 99, promptly deliver them to Cicely. I've given her charge of our stores. My thanks in advance. Oh, now we get to go up to 99. Excellent. Let's look at our gathering log. Let's see if we can find crow feathers. There's cock feathers, but I don't think that's the same. Is it under harvesting? I don't see the crow feathers. Well, let's go to Gilbert's Spine once we find it. Well, it wouldn't be East Shroud. Maybe Central Shroud. That's... Oh, there's Gilbert Spire. Okay. Blue Badger Gate. There's a search bar in the gathering log. Oh yeah, item search. Oh, there we go. Central Shroud green tier. Right around here. There's Gilbert Spire. So let's go to the Blue Badger Gate. Thank you for that little tip, Engar. That makes things a lot easier. Won't forget that one, because that's going to be very useful for me. Now we're going to look for a teleporter. And we're going to go Blue Badger Gate. Well, we just mapped out all of the Central Shroud, which is kind of nice, but I don't believe it. We haven't even got the Bench Branch Meadows Ethernet. So we're going to go there now, actually. It's a little bit out of the way, but I feel no guilt. I feel zero of the guilt. That's how guilty I feel. Hey, stop your hitting on me. I'm not a fighty class. I don't want to attack. That was mean. How rude. I just walked by and they looked at me like I was dinner. There we go. We're attuned. Where the heart is. The lavender bed. Oh, lavender beds. That's the housing area for Gridania, isn't it? Yeah, they wanted to smack me. Maybe they didn't like my red coat that I was wearing. Maybe they're like bulls. Well, let's do this. Gives us some money and some experience and no combat involved, so... Marjoria has information that may interest wealthy adventurers. Ah, yes, it is exactly the same as in Alda. Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you not an adventurer? I've seen you running to and fro, face set in grim determination as adventurers are wont to do. Hence my presumption. If so, I've information which might interest you. Rumor has it that plots within the Lavender Beds are to be auctioned off. What's more, bidders need not even be Gridanian. Any old adventurer or wandering minstrel could, with sufficient funds, purchase land and build their own home. Considering how discerning the elementals tend to be about who can and cannot reside within the Twelveswood, it's rather surprising, if not hard to believe. But if there is truth to these rumors, well, who hasn't dreamed of owning their own forest cottage, perhaps with a small vegetable garden and a stable large enough for a chocobo or two? You know, should your travels take you to the Mirror Planks, where the ferry to the Lavender Beds is, perhaps you'll find a Twin Adder representative who can tell you more. I would be shocked if they weren't involved in such a monumental change in policy. Alright, yeah, let's do that. I think everyone's starting to realize that I'm definitely one that's going to be like, ooh, shinies. That'll probably add a little bit extra to the playtime estimations as to how long it'll take to clear content, because I admit it, I'm bad in that sense that I get distracted easily. Well met, traveler. Oh yeah, we've read that about 100 million times. Oh, I don't want to learn about the chocobo, we know about it. We did this several streams ago. This is like day 2 stuff. I am gonna get all the shinies on Gara, that's half the problem, but I don't feel too guilty. It's interesting to me to find all the things. Because like I said, I do have a main character, but I was very, very linear. Like, to the point where it was horse blinders. Which is why I feel like a complete sproutling now, because I'm doing everything now, and I've already seen quite a few things that I didn't see the first time through. Oh, I got a friend request. Let's take it. Ruru Shinigami. Sure. Oh, is Ruru part of your guild? He's an FC mate of yours. Oh, that's cool. So let's talk to this Serpent Private. A good day to you, sir. What can I... Ah, you wish to know about the auctions. Very well, allow me to explain. There's a growing concern that our immigration policies may have been a tad restrictive in the past. And so, the Cedar Council and the Order of the Twin Adder have, with the blessing of the elementals, decreed that the Lavender Beds be set aside for adventurers. Adventurers who possess the necessary funds to purchase and maintain their estate, that is. Should you look upon the beds with your own eyes, though, I think you'll agree that it's well worth the price. Have a word with the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry you across. A recruit stationed at the pier can tell you more about the beds once you've arrived. To proceed with the quest where the heart is, you may visit the residential ward within the Lavender Beds. Alright, let's do that then. He's a good lad? Oh, that's good. Although so far, from what I can tell from your guild, it seems to be made of a lot of good people, so... Is this the person? No, it said I had to... Oh, I have to talk to the ferry skipper. That's right. I got distracted. This ferry is bound for the Lavender Beds. Will you be traveling with us? Yes, let's do that. Go to a specific ward. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to pick one, because I highly doubt there's any plots available. That's what I forgot to check. I forgot to check the Limsa Lominsa area. Because on my server, for some reason, people hate Limsa Lominsa. There was always a plot or two available there. But anywhere else, it was always, like, sold out instantly. If they added a new plot, bam, gone. But I lucked out with my main critter's house. My main character has a house that's like literally right by the auction boards and the summoning bells. Like literally right down. There's a staircase right by outside my door, and it leads right to the market board and to the summoning bell. I got really lucky with that. Yeah, it was a high-class plot. It was even though it was a small house, I wouldn't sell or get rid of that thing for the world. Like, it makes everything just so convenient. Everything I need is, like, right there within walking, like, a one-step walk. If that even if anyone would even consider that a walk. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Lavender Beds. Oh, you come at the behest of a Gridanian woman. I regret to inform you that these plots are reserved for adventurers. Your friend will not be permitted to take part in these auctions. You, on the other hand, would be more than welcome to participate. Should you have a mind to purchase a plot for yourself, pray speak with the resident caretaker. He can guide you through the process. No, not on this character. I do on my one main, but as I was explaining, I went on a very, very, very horse-driven path, as I call it, very linear. I've only got one class that was maxed out on that character, and I only did the main scenario quests and ran. So, with this character, I still feel like an absolute sprout, because I am seeing so many things that I've never seen before. And that's why I kind of regret the path that I took on my main, because I missed... it feels like I missed like 85% or so of the story. But this character is 100% fresh. There's no house for me to go to. There's no FC. There's no class build-ups. Everything is 100% fresh. Need to check plot openings sometime today. Yeah, that's the way to get a house, I think, is if you really want one, you gotta just keep spamming and waiting for one. I don't think I would ever try to get a house again. At least not for a good long time. Report to Marjorie. She was... Yeah, let's take Bent Branch Meadows. Okay, perfect. And I can say from my personal experience, don't ever do what I did. Don't hit the ground running, go straight to the end of the game and be like, I'm done. Because I'm finding out now that it's like, yeah, no, you know like nothing about the game. You may have gotten to level 80, that doesn't really mean anything. I guess I can't say don't do what I did. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that don't like the leveling experience, could care less about the story. And for them, that might work, but I mean, my brother's kind of like that. He really, really doesn't like leveling in MMOs, so he would be the type that would just run to the end of the game and be okay with that. But with me, yeah, I feel like I've missed out on so much of the lore. Like, I'm already sitting there going, oh wow, I didn't know about this, or oh wow, I didn't know about that. And I'm only in like the low 20s. Or I'm not, oh, I'm only 20 on my Gladiator right now. And then I have an 18, I think, and a 16. And then all are like level 1 and 2 for every other job at the moment, so. And even though it's that low, there's a lot of jobs that I'm looking at that I'm sitting there going, oh wow, I didn't know that. That was pretty cool. Good to see you again, friend. Did you learn anything about the lavender beds? Yes, I learned they're not for you. Oh, adventurers only? Is that so? Well, these are trying times, and it's more important than ever for Gridania to attract capable individuals like yourself. I'm sure that one day my dreams will come to fruition. One day I'll have my own cottage and stables, filled with my beloved chocobos. Wait, she said chocobo or two. Well, I guess I would technically be chocobos if she had only two. But it kind of makes me wonder how many chocobos she has. Maybe she has all of the chocobos. Lavender Beds Ethernet now accessible. Cool. Now, we'll try to stop getting distracted by all the shinies, but I say that a lot and it's never happened, so I can guarantee it's not gonna happen. Now, what was I here for originally? Oh yes, crow feathers. And we were supposed to find them by Gilbert's Spire. It's a bit of a runaway. There's Ruru again. Is that the Paladin class that Ruru's playing right now? So I'm pretty sure I saw a shield and a one-handed weapon. Oh, Blue Mage. I was about to attack that thing because I got distracted, and then I was like, oh wait, no, I can't attack things. If I attack things, I'm probably gonna die. I've only got this little axe. Oh, sweet. Thank you for watching, Ruru. Hope you enjoy it. You get to see my nubbing around. Let's see. Is this going to be my mature tree? Do you have my crow feathers? No, but you got some snails. That's okay. They're delicious when cooked right. Ice shards, grab one of those. Wind shard, grab one of those. But I do not see any crow feathers. Wonder where the crow feathers are. I need 100 of them, so I better find them. Well, that got me to level 12, so not complaining at all. But it would be nice if I knew where these crow feathers are. I found the snails. I bet you it'd be up here if I'm going to find them. I hope it's not rare. I hope I'm just in the wrong area. Wait, no. I think I have to go after the level 10 trees. Let me try... Oh, thank you very much, Ruru. That's gonna save me a lot of time, because I would have ended up just like trying to chop down every tree in this area until I got those feathers. Probably not the most sustainable way to be a botanist. Be like, well, I give up now, so it's time to just clear cut everything. Here's a level 10. Oh, there's a crow feather. Cool. And I have a 100% chance to get them, so at least it's not rare and it's not difficult. I wonder if there's any difficult gathering quests. Like if there's some that are just going to make me go, oh dear me, really? Like I wonder if there's anywhere it's like go after that rare type of fish or something where it's just going to make you want to cry. So far that doesn't seem to be. Where's... there's another tree. Over this way. So far the collecting quest just keeps seeming to go higher and higher. In terms of how many items they need, not really in the difficulty. Is my level 15 one going to be go out there and collect like 200 of the things? Well, if that's the case, that's fine. The Fisher side quest at level 50 is. It's the only side quest I haven't finished yet because of the fish. Oh boy. That sounds fun. So it is possible to get a job where finishing it is difficult. Okay. In terms of crafting and gathering. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense because you don't really do any combat fighting, so they had to find a way to make it somewhat difficult. Probably to try and make it feel more rewarding when you succeed in it. And I guess it wouldn't make sense if they made every single quest easy. Well, it's not the job quest, just a side quest after you hit 50. Oh, okay. So none of the gathering job quests are really all that difficult? Or I mean the gathering job quests, yeah. I think that's what I said. Well, we're going at a good pace. We're already level 13, which is nice. The goal is to get this class to 20. And then we're going to switch to the miner, and we're going to get them to 20. And then we're going to just do crafting for the rest of the day. So the faster we get these gatherers to 20, the better. But it's not like we only have today for the gathering and crafting, because we're doing gathering and crafting every weekend. Well, up until we get the jobs done, then what we'll do is maybe do alternating days if people really enjoy the crafting and the jobs equally. Or if people are like, nah, it's really not our thing, then we'll stick with the schedule of the combat jobs Monday to Friday and then the crafting jobs on the weekends. Either way, I'm not very concerned about it, how the schedule is broken up, because I'm really enjoying all of it, so it doesn't matter to me at all. The only thing I can promise I won't do is change my schedule where I only do, like, say, the combat jobs, like Monday to Sunday. I just like having a change of pace every now and then. These are some really huge flies. I'm actually kind of nervous about them because they look like that in real life. If those things bit you, pretty sure they would kill you. But I like how even the game makes fun of the size for some of their creatures at times. Ah, there we go. They're all dead now. Like, I don't know if anyone remembers, but if you do the one All-Dog quest, you find a lady that's standing beside a chocobo, and she's telling you that she thinks that there's a ladybug drawing blood from her chocobo. If you do that quest and you go after the ladybug, the one that pops out is like, I don't know, a third of the size of the whole chocobo. And after you kill it, she's like, yeah, I'm not sure how something that big hid in his feathers either. I thought that was hilarious. I like how they actually pointed fun at the size difference. Yeah, that was actually a funny quest. I actually did chuckle at that. I think it was only because of the fact that they pointed out, yeah, it doesn't make sense that something this big was hiding under the feathers, but hey, it happened because reasons. Wonder how many quests there are like that. We have hit 14. This is awesome. We're only 6 away from switching to the miner. And I think we're doing good on time, too. We're only about an hour and a half in. A little over an hour and a half. And we've got this job to 15 or 14, so I'm happy with that. I still think one of the funnier quests is one that we'll probably see sometime Monday, and that's with the rogue quests. Some of those are hilarious. They make me laugh. When they start off, it makes it sound like it's going to be like a blood and guts kind of job, where the job quests are going to be all murdery and stuff, but I think some of them are absolutely hilarious. The interaction with that cat girl, I can't remember her name, and Jackie are funny. But I never got much past level 10, or was it 10? Yeah, it was 10 with the rogue, because I found some of the combos were already getting a little tricky. But I hear that a lot of those classes have changed a lot, so we're going to go back and we're going to retry them and see what we think now. Maybe there's less chance of messing up, but we'll see. Oh, jeez. Just saw a player running off in the distance named Cat Girls Ruined My Life. But I don't know. I think bunnies is where it's at. Yep, and they're getting changed in the next X-Pack too. Huh. Do you know, Angar, do you know how they're changing, or is that just the rumor mill right now? Well, we're almost at 15 now. See, time flies when you're having fun. Not even really paying that much attention to my leveling, and I seem to be going up. It's just the normal thing each expansion. Oh, okay. See, I'm not even kidding. With how little I seem to really know about the game, no one would ever believe that I actually have a main. They give new skills, so they change the class either minor or major. Oh, okay. But that's why I keep saying it, and I can't stress it enough. Just making a beeline for level 80 and saying frack with everything else, I'm just going to hit level 80 is a really, really bad idea. If you care about the story, the lore, you know, pretty much everything. You miss, like, everything. So I missed, like, everything. That's the way I feel. You have to head out for a little bit, Razor. Oh yeah, cool. I am having a great time. Hopefully you have a great day, and Lordly, hopefully we see you again soon. Feel free to pop in anytime and come say hi. I'm here every day. Yay! There we go, we're level 15. We have done it. Only 5 more levels to go. And a whole bunch of feathers. But yeah, as I was mentioning before with the new classes, that new healer type they're bringing out next, I can't even remember the name of it, what it's supposed to be, but it reminds me of how the bubble controller worked in City of Heroes, if anybody ever played that game or remembers it. They didn't have any direct heals. Sage, that's it. They didn't have any direct heals, but they would put shields around everybody, and some of their shields were ridiculously powerful. To the point where you didn't actually need any heals, because very few things ever broke through the shields. And it seems like Sage is going to be built along the same idea, where they drop protective shields around everybody to keep them safe. Oh, we're at 95. Only 4 more. But that doesn't mean we're going to leave right away, because I feel like we could gather some wood now after this. Oh, wrong thing. Oh, it gave us lots of experience, so. But we're just going to get to the 99, and then we're going to switch to collecting wood, and we're going to finish off this level, hit level 16. Scholar is probably going to be rare when Sage comes out. Is Scholar the Arcanist other class? Because I think there's 2 classes, a Scholar, or that the Arcanist gets. Yeah, okay. Someone said that with the Arcanist you get, what, Summoner and Scholar? And they level at around the same time, or they level at the same time? Well, there's a little fairy. Is that the Scholar pet? Eos. Yeah, that sounds like a... It sounds like it would be a healing pet. Yeah, that's the Scholar. That's really cool. We just unlocked Arcanist, so maybe we'll get to see more of that later on. Do you know when they branch off? Is it the same as most other classes? Because I think it's like, what, 35 or something you have to choose if you want to be, like as an example, if you want, oh, it's 30, okay. That's where you choose if you want to be like, or your marauder, as an example, becomes the warrior. We're almost at level 16, and then we'll continue on. And then it's hopefully going to be just a nice quick run to hitting level 20. That would be awesome. Alright. There we go. There's another mature tree. I wonder if there's any higher in the area. Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Let's try Arbor's Call. There's a lush vegetation in the area, but I don't have the tools to go after lush vegetation, so we'll just ignore that for now. Well, I guess I should continue to go after the crow feathers, because they're a higher level than the wood, surprisingly. Yeah, they actually do give a bit better experience. And right now we're just trying to make a mad dash to 20. Just so that we can get to the crafting part. We're almost there. We can do it. One more. Aw, okay. 2 more. Now it's 1 more. 1 more and then we're level 16. Not bad. Not bad at all. Boom! There we go. I'm gonna just finish this tree off. Because I am a bad, bad person. Alright. Let's go deliver these to Sicily in the... by the, Botanist Guild. That's what I was trying to say. My brain blacked out on me. I was like, I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. We're in New Gridania. Down we go. Oh, actually, I can just take this, I can just take the Ethernet and go straight there, instead of having to run there. Especially with my sense of direction. If I run there, I might be running there all day. Okay, not quite, but... I do have a tendency of getting lost a little too easily. Okay, up we go. You're helping us out again. My thanks, friend. In case you've forgotten, the crow feathers can be found in the area south of Gilbert's Spire. Yes, yes, we have found these. Ah, the crow feathers. You have my thanks. Doubtless you already know this from Fufucha, but it's the Order of the Twin Adder that requested the feathers. If I heard it true, they're in the midst of preparing for war against the Ixal. The crow feathers are needed to make arms and armor, feathered harpoons, plumbed yew crooks, and the like. It's a fine feeling being able to do our part to aid those men and women who defend our nation. But to need the feathers in such large quantities, it gives me pause to imagine the bloodshed that lies ahead. Will the Twelveswood ever know true peace? Oh, but there I go again with my wistful ramblings. Feel free to ignore me. Now, before I forget, Fufucha asked me to give you something on her behalf. A scythe. Well, now we can go after the vegetation. The scythe is what we call a secondary tool. Used in your offhand, it allows you to harvest from lush vegetation, in addition to the mature trees you already know so well. That Fufucha has seen fit to make you this gift is proof positive of your progress. You're no longer a novice, my friend. I dare say you're ready to try your hand at fieldcraft leaves, perhaps even take on grand company work. But first, I recommend you head into the wood and find some lush vegetation and try that new scythe on. Off you go now, and come back when you're ready to take on another task for the guild. Well, just so happens I'm ready now. I'm gonna take the hat, actually. Put on the hat. We're going to update the gear. And now we're going to talk to Fufucha again. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. We did get a lovely scythe, so we'll put that on. We'll update that. I don't need this bronze weapon anymore, so we'll throw that out. Keep that. We'll keep that. A gladiator. Who do I have that's still using that? Because I should have... I gotta switch for a second. Because now I'm confusing myself. Oh, you're still wearing that level 1 thing when you've got a level 17 right there. There we go. I'll keep that because it says it's also for the Conjurer and White Mage, and we will be unlocking the Conjurer Monday, so might as well keep that. Unless we get another one for free, in which case it'll feel silly, but always better be safe than sorry. It's a level 12. It's a level 5. Level 1. Level 10. Okay. Everything has been sorted out. Finally. Now, let's see what Fufucha wants from us this time. Fufucha is troubled and needs your help to solve a problem. Oh, but now we can gather HQ items. Excellent. The higher your perception rating, the better chance you have of obtaining high quality or HQ items while gathering. Some items do not have an HQ counterpart. You can use the Disciple of the Land action preparation to confirm how high your perception rating must be before you're able to obtain HQ items. The percentage displayed in the gathering interface indicates your chance of success. Using certain actions or meeting certain attribute conditions can increase your chances of finding HQ items, but only if your perception rating is sufficient enough to obtain HQ items in the first place. Okay, cool. Fufucha is troubled and needs your help to solve a problem. Well, let's solve her problems. Ah, my dear Razor, you are looking even more a botanist. I do believe you are ready to take on further responsibilities for the guild. Guilds such as ours exist only by virtue of the cooperation of their members. Each individual must set an example for the rest of if the collective is to thrive. The time has come for you to set just such an example. A matter has arisen. the handling of which I would entrust wholly to you. You may deal with it as you see fit, providing you see the problem solved. The matter in question concerns a valued client of ours, the merchant Albgast. It would appear one of our number has done something to upset him. Pray seek out the merchant at the ebony stalls and inquire after the reason for his ire. Oh, and choose your words well, lest you add fuel to the fire. That almost sounds like it could be a song. Probably like a rock and roll or heavy metal song. Don't fuel the fire to his ire. Or something. We're going to talk to this guy and start the quest Haste Makes Waste. Then we want to try to get to level 20, and then we're switching to the miner. Alright, what did we do that made you so angry? Fufacha sent you, did she? Good. I'm not a man to mince words, so forgive me if I seem blunt. You know what marjoram is? But of course you do. You're a bleeding botanist. It's a very common ingredient in alchemy, isn't it? Very common. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you botanists supposed to be the experts in harvesting such stuff? Yes, you are. Strange, then, that the expert who brought me my last batch of fresh marjoram didn't so much harvest the poor plants as dismember them. Why, the leaves were so torn up, I couldn't recognize what they were at first. Needless to say, they're next to useless. So thanks to your herb-hacking colleague, I have no marjoram to make my concoctions, which is why I inquired at your guild, only to be told you were out of supplies. And here we are. Now, if it ain't too much trouble, I would be obliged if you could bring me 10 sprigs of fresh marjoram. In fact, only marjoram of the finest quality will do, as opposed to the fine bleeding puree your bush-butchering colleague delivered. Truth be told, I don't much care about your hatchet-happy friend. What I do care about is not keeping my customers waiting for their medicine. In short, hurry. Oh, and for the love of the gods, be gentle with the plants, will you? I shouldn't have to say it, but after the last bloke, I'm not taking any chances. Oh, okay, well, he seems kind of grouchy, but I guess I understand the reason. So, we're going to get the marjoram. We're going to look at our log and see where to find it. Oh wait, it would be under harvesting, I bet. There it is. Bent branch. That's where we want to go, so let's see if we unlock that as our travel spot. We have unlocked Bent branch, so off we go. This is one that doesn't show its approximate location. Oh, fun. Well, I guess we will just harvest every lush vegetation in the area until we find it, then. May not be the most efficient way, but I'm sure it'll work. Oh, and we can collect these first time things, and that will get us a whole bunch of bonus experience as well. So not a total loss. It did say around Bent Branch from what I remember just looking at. Yeah, but you're right, it doesn't tell us exactly where, so... maybe I'm just gonna have to keep going around Bent Branch until I find one. I'll bet you that might... Since there's only 10, how much do I want to bet that it's gonna be a rare thing? Well, we just hit level 17, which is nice. Oh. Yeah, let's be all cheaty. Angar, where will I find this? I'm okay with cheating a little bit. Slightly northwest of the Aetheryte, okay? I'm gonna go to the Matron's Leth then, see if it's around there. Because here's the Aetheryte, so we're gonna go a little northwest. Lots of trees around here, so maybe I'll take a look at the trees too. But I'll bet you it's going to be in one of those blue bushes I just saw. Elmwood, so let's get that. And we'll get the Gridanian chestnut. Oh, I didn't get it. Well, let's try on one more and then we'll look again for the marjoram. Like near the bridge to the higher part of Central Shroud. Oh, okay, so quite a bit higher. There we go, we got our bonus stuff. Oh, we got our first high quality log. That's pretty exciting. So it must probably around here then, maybe a little higher. Oh, there we go. I only have a 10% chance of gathering a high quality version. That might make it a little rough to get the 10 that we need. I'm going to just sneak because I don't want to get these things' attention. We got our toad. Let's get some hummus. And then we'll just keep trying to get as many of the high quality stuff as we can. It might take a while. Might take a long while. But we want to get to 20, so it doesn't matter. I wonder, do I have anything? Increase the chance of obtaining high-quality items while gathering by 10%. Eh. Still not the best, but a 20% is better than nothing. by the way, there's a little thing at the bottom of the menu when you go to gather that you can check for auto gathering. Yeah, how does auto gathering work? I saw that. Yeah, because it says enable quick gathering. Oh, there's our... Oh, we got 2 already. Not bad. I must have missed one, because I... Well, there's our 3rd. We're actually going pretty quick now. Do you, like, just click on the auto-gathering, click on the thing? You just select it, a box is beside it, and click an item. Oh, and then you don't have to do that. It'll just automatically do all your attempts for you. Let's give it a try. Let's click that, and then let's click this. See what happens. Oh, okay. That's actually pretty cool. It's good if you want to be lazy-ish and don't want to click the button every time. Works for me. I don't like having to click the button every time. This makes things a lot easier. Thank you for that tip, Angara. See all of the things that I really don't know? Alright. We now have a... Oh, it's still only a 20% chance. I thought it was 23, but that was for everything else but the marjoram. I'm just going to call it margarine. Pronouncing things is hard, apparently, for me, so I'm just calling it margarine. Man, we're not getting much luck at the moment. Always making sure to have at least a 20% chance, and haven't gotten any more in a bit. That's okay. Want to get at least 2 more levels, so... Well, it looks like we're out of GP now. I noticed that it's slowly regenerating, but it's really slow. Do I have any potions for that, I wonder? Maybe I do. Those are ether potions. Health potions. Hide potions. No, we do not. Terrible. Actually, I like that. I like Majora's Mask. So from now on, I'm going to announce it, or pronounce it just like Majora. I really like the Zelda games, but I usually end up having to watch it because I just don't have a system anymore for the newer ones. Like, I don't have a DS and I don't have any of the Nintendo systems. I've only got a PlayStation and my PC. There we go. We're up to 4. We're starting to get a little bit of luck here. Sure, Ruru. I'm definitely not going to complain about getting some items to help. Oh, wow. Thank you for that. Those are all, high quality, too, from... Oh, coffee biscuits. Yes. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. So let's do this. That should make things a lot easier for gathering. Perception and control. Oh, that's for craft. Control is for crafting, right? I can put on a left ring, so I might as well put something cool. Maybe that, just for the heck of it. Yeah, because I think perception is for my... Well, I don't think. I know perception is for my gathering. And since I don't use perception or control for anything at the moment, I just assume it's for my gathering. Idiot Yeti. I like that name. One is for crafting. Okay, control, craftsmanship, CP is crafting. Perception, gathering, and GP is gathering. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I'm on the tree again. I have to go after these blue things. Silly Ruru. No, absolutely not. I really appreciate all of that. That's going to help with the crafting, and we're going to be getting to crafting a lot faster now. That actually increased my gathering by 5%, which is a fair bit. So now I'm up to 25%, which should speed this hunting up. There we go. Got another one there already. So we're up to 5 of the 10 that we need. Let's go. We're gonna do this again. Boom. We're gonna go hunting more of the Majora. We just hit level 19. This is going good. Wonder how many of these go hunt rare material quests there are, because I have a feeling that this could get tedious at the high-end levels. But I guess it depends on your definition of tedious. Oh, there's another one, so we're up to 6. Because I don't think it would be so bad if you're hunting other things at the same time. Because then you could do, like, say, 1 or 2 nodes of the thing that you know you need, and then do 1 or 2 nodes of something you want. Just keep alternating that way. That way it wouldn't feel like such a chore. Alright, lush vegetation patch. Let's go. More Majora. I forgot to use my ability. Oh well. That was on me. An Omnicrafter. What's an Omnicrafter? I'm gonna use my coffee biscuit. 1, it sounds absolutely delicious, and 2, it gives me another 7% chance, which is nice. $300+ of each item, having every crafter at max. Oh dear. 300+ of every item. Yeah, okay, that would be a little... I can see how that would be tedious. Because I guess if you're trying to craft for Gil, you would always want to be making high-quality items, I would assume. And I could see how that would get tedious, because you'd if you need to get 300 of everything at a high quality, yeah, that would take a while. Now I kind of understand why a lot of the crafters are selling things on like the Fridays. I bet you Monday to Thursday they're just out there gathering. And if you're making gear for peeps especially, yeah, because if they're going to be paying you or whatever, they're going to want all high quality stuff, I'm guessing. I don't think they want the regular non-high quality stuff. Some people can be quite demanding. There we go. Only need one more Majora, and then we can continue on. And the funny thing is, that'll definitely get us to 20 no matter what, because we only need a little bit of experience to get there, so turning in this quest will probably get us to 20. No matter how we look at it. So, I'm excited. We're there. We have done this. Oh, just a second. I've got to take a sec. Alright, we're back. When it comes to gear for me personally, I just ask people to get me tombstone items. What are the tombstone items? Are those things like from instances in that? Thank you. Oh, those are things that you get from special currency items. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Everything else, I guess, might be annoying or difficult to gather, but it's still out there and you can gather at any time. But I could see why you wouldn't want to use your own special currency for someone else's stuff. Alright, we have finished this quest. We're almost at level 20. Just to be safe, I'm going to gather a couple more things. Because another thing people learn about me really quick is I'm horrible at math, so I want to get a little closer just to be safe. I bet you that 3% experience boost is what's really doing it for me. Thank you, Ruru. Because now I'm, like, right on the cusp. Pretty sure turning this quest in will get me the level. But I don't know. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll turn it in. If for whatever reason it does not level us, then we'll just run out again and hit a couple more. So let's go back to Redania. Nope, that's Limsa Lominsa. We still have tickets left, so we've done pretty good. I can't complain. You can somehow do crafting math. That's funny. So you can tell pretty quickly how much you need of something and all that really quickly, but regular math, you're like, no, I can't do that, bro. That's kind of how I am. Certain things I can do pretty quick. And then when it comes to what people call general math, I'm like, nah, I don't want to. I think it comes down to motivation. Like, anyone remember in high school and that when teachers would be like, you should pay attention to this high-end trigonometry. You're going to use it every day of your life. And you're sitting there later on in life sitting back going, when did I ever use that? I find myself thinking that a lot. I heard that all the time in high school, and then there'll be times where I'm just sitting there scratching my head going, you know, I don't remember a moment where I was sitting there going, man, I really need to break out the trait to figure this out. Like, it's super important that I do that. I don't think I've ever had a scenario like that. Oh, I went too far. We're supposed to go back to the shopkeep because he's the one that asked for the Majora. He's like, the last person destroyed all of my Majora. They hacked it up into little pieces and gave me the slivers of it. Something along those lines. And that's why he was being a little grouch and was like, this time, I don't want you to go get me just Majora. I want you to get me the best Majora in the land. I have a friend who has ADHD. And the funny thing is, as long as he takes his medication, that you would never know it. Like, you just have... I have no idea, but I guess you can tell when he didn't take his medication properly. He gets a little more fidgety in that than normal. But for the most part, yeah, you would never know that he has ADHD. I was surprised the first time he told me. I was kind of like, oh, okay. Did you get the Majora? The herb is said to grow around the matron's lead, though I hardly need to tell a botanist this. Do hurry. I'm keeping dozens of customers waiting. Yeah. Here you go. You can stop complaining now. Ah, the Majora! And such fine specimens! I'm sorry I gave you such a hard time, friend. Thanks to you, I can get back to making echo drops. Do you know of echo drops? They're an alchemical concoction that restores voice to silenced lips, allowing the imbiber to cast spells again. Conjurers and thaumaturges never leave home without a bottle or three. But I must say again, these are some of the finest specimens of Majora I've seen, and they're none the worse for the picking. It's clear you know your way around a plant. As for your colleague with the heavy hand, I'm certain your guild will deal with him appropriately. Thanks again, and send my regards to Fufucha. Well, now you're all happy. That's good. You should send a letter of apology to Fufucha. Wasn't her fault. I'm sure she thought she was sending the best person for the job. Maybe the last person she sent their raid popped and they were like, screw it, I'm just going to grab these last 10 as fast as I can and beat the countdown. I'm sure that's what happened. Ah, there you are. Thank you for a job well done. There's no need to report the details. I have already heard all I need to know. It is my belief that the botanist in question had naught but personal gain in mind when he so hurriedly harvested the Majora. In his haste to complete the task and claim its reward, he damaged the herbs and rendered them useless. Such greed brings shame on our guild, and I will not tolerate it. The offender's name shall be struck from our roll. As I taught you, when you first came to us, a botanist nurtures the natural environment to the mutual benefit of man and wood. He who thinks only of his own benefit has no respect for nature and is unfit to call himself one of us. Of course, you hardly need reminding of this. Something tells me you shall never give me cause to worry. But let us speak of cheerier matters. Tell me, did gathering the Majora pose you any trouble? If you ever find your work unduly onerous, you might consider outfitting yourself with better gear. Even something as seemingly insignificant as a new pair of boots can make a world of difference. As you gain in knowledge and experience, you will find yourself venturing farther afield in search of new bounty, and your choice of equipment will become ever more critical. Go now, Razor, and keep up your efforts. I look forward to seeing you continue to grow as a botanist. Certain gear grants bonuses to your gathering, perception, and GP values. A higher gathering rating improves your chance of obtaining an item. Greater perception raises the probability of finding high-quality items, and additional GP increases your harvesting stamina. Outfitting yourself with an eye to your objectives will increase the efficiency of your gathering endeavors. That's for crafting. That's gathering. That's gathering. That's gathering. Let's go with the boots. Yeah, that gives us high quality chance. So let's go with the boots. Oh, we did. Oh, wow. We almost got to level 21. Apparently, I didn't have to be worried about if we were going to hit 20 or not. But that's okay. Now, well, let's do our level 20 quest. I'm bad. Even though that'll get us to 21, well, we'll switch right away to the miner and do all those quests next. Fufucha appears to be concerned with your appearance. Oh? Good day, Razor. I see from the soil on your hands that you have been as diligent as ever in your botany. I'm not surprised. As we develop new skills, so do our labors become more varied, and thus does our motivation grow. Yet, know that motivation can only take one so far. If you wish to master botany, you must pay heed to those details which you have until now taken for granted. In particular, I speak of your gear, the tools of our trade. Not all tools are created equal, you see, and if you are to work with any degree of efficiency, you must use such gear as befits your ability. Lest you misunderstand, I'm not telling you to go and replace your gear. There's a more frugal way to improve your tools, and one more respectful to nature besides. Tell me, have you heard of Matera? It's a kind of crystal that can be used to enhance the efficacy of gear. In the past, the enhancement process required certain catalysts found throughout nature, and gathering of which was our domain, but new methods have rendered them obsolete. Be that as it may, these substances will make for ideal subjects of training for budding botanists such as yourself. Therefore, for your next task, I would like you to gather a quantity of one such catalyst, namely grade 1 carbonized matter. 99 fragments should suffice. A thorough search of the area surrounding Aleport will surely prove fruitful. The hamlet lies in western Lanosica, upon the island of Vilbrand. Once you have gathered the requisite amount, pray present the carbonized matter to Sandre. He will teach you the basics of Matera. Alright, well, let's do that. We need to get carbonized matter. So let's take a look. I'm going to guess it's in the 16 to 20 range. $11 to $15 range, maybe? Oh, let's use the item search. Grade 1 carbonized matter, Skull Valley, western Lanosica. Oh boy, that looks scary. Well, I didn't attune to that. Oh boy, I'm smart. I didn't attune to there either. I apparently got so excited about unlocking instances that I ran straight to where I had to go and didn't attune to anywhere. Well, wasn't that just dandy of me? Okay, no problem. We'll just run around and collect those teleport points now. I can't believe I did that, though, because we were at Airport. I don't know why he didn't grab the Aethernet. Well, apparently now I've mapped out Middle of Nausicaa. Again, I call lies to that because I'm pretty sure there's a few places I haven't checked. Oh, I guess not. Oh, yes. See? Summerford Farms I haven't gone to. I need to go to Summerford Farms. We still don't have Chocobos unlocked. Hopefully we'll unlock them on Monday with the job classes again. The war and magic ones. I remember you unlocked Chocobos, I just can't remember when. But it'll make a huge difference with getting around. Oh, this is a level 15 vegetation? Oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Should have turned that off for here anyway. Oh well. There'll be another one around. There we go. That reminds me, I should check all the low level ones too, because we want to get all the new ones we can so that we get that bonus experience. At least once. There we go. We got an achievement. I found that. Botanist 1. So yeah, we might run back along the way and just check the low-level things, or we'll do that later. Actually, I think we'll do that later, because at this point, if I don't do that, we're not going to have enough time to get the miner to level 20. So let's attune here. And then we gotta run all the way to Western Nausicaa. That's a long run. That's okay. It could be worse. Hey, Pixie. Welcome to the stream. I see you. Today is a gathering and crafting day. So it's going to be, for some it may be boring, for others it'll be exciting. For me, everything is exciting, so I'm just correcting some mistakes right now. I know, it's a little sproutling running around. Who let the sprout into the world? Terrible. Well, that's a nice horse. Makes me wish I had a horse. But instead of a horse, I get to run as fast as I can. Come to think of it, you can't die from fall damage, I don't think, so I could have just jumped over that railing. Even if I, even if I was down to like a few hit points, wouldn't really matter. We're almost there. We're almost at Western. You only die from fall damage if you're targeted by a mob. Oh, okay. So I can fall from any height and not die, provided a mob doesn't come up and smack me when I hit the ground. Yeah, it's good to hear that you're fully recovered, Angara. I should probably be sneaking around as a gatherer, shouldn't I? I mean, I don't think my axe is going to do too much damage against these things. Mainly because I don't have any real combat skills with this, so I don't think I would do too much. Let me take a look. Oh! Here we go. Swift perch. Better go there first. A lightning sprite. Oh. And there's a chocobo keep. I should be talking to these guys every time, too. Yeah, we know all about you. We learned about you day 2. Let's go. Well, I'm on Siren right now. I may have to change servers. I don't know. A lot of the coolest people I'm meeting so far are from Kakatar. Or Cactar, I guess, actually. Yeah, same data center. I already creeped around in Angara's house, taking a look at all of his things. And turning green with jelly, or becoming jelly. Because of all the cool things he had, I turned definitely green. Oh, you're from Kakatar. Oh, cool. Let's see. Lollifin lentils, paprika, and island seedling. What do I use island seedlings for? Seedling that grows in the wilderness of Vibrant. Oh, okay. Well, that didn't really say much. Paprika. A pepper which can be dried and ground to make a mild red spice. It is often used in medicines as well as in cooking. Okay, and thin round beans resembling tiny convex lenses. Thought to have been introduced to Eorzea by the realm's first Lollifin settlers. I guess that makes sense. Oh, you have a house as well? Awesome. I might have to end up sneaking around in another house. Looking at all the things and getting jealous that I don't have them. Oh, they're useful for some furnishing crafts. Well, then I guess I should collect them. Oh, now I'm completely jelly. Do you see that? Ruru has a carbuncle ride. There we go. Just grabbing some more island seedlings. Yours is really girly? Well, that's okay. It's all about the theme and the aesthetics. That's what I think matters most, is the theme and the aesthetics. Some houses I've seen have bothered me only in the sense that they may be too girly or too something in one sense, but only in the sense that they just threw a whole bunch of like pink stuff in there or whatever, but it didn't really fit any theme. But if there's a theme going on, and I can see that theme, then that's all I need to know. There we go. I did get the Chocobo Porter, so I didn't completely screw this up. I just didn't get the Aetheryte. Okay, that's one more down. Now we're going to Skull Valley. And we gotta get carbonized matter. This is gonna be frightening stuff. Skull Valley just sounds like somewhere you go if you want to die. Come on, get up there. There we go. Let's take a look at this tree. Oh, these are the ones that have it. They don't even have wood, they just have carbonized matter. Excellent. That doesn't make me nervous at all. Yeah, this whole area sounds like somewhere that you go to die, not where you would want to go and harvest things. Well, there we go. Got one at least. I think I'm going to just have to start using my abilities more to try and get these things a little quicker. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure I'd be all excited about that, but I guess you could make every place sound exciting. Every place has its special things. Twelve's Bounty. Increase elemental shard yields by 2. I don't really need that. Increase chance of obtaining high quality. Don't really need that. Increase of obtaining items while gathering by 50%. Yeah, that would be perfect. That's a pretty expensive use of GP. I could probably get away with the lower level one and still get up to 99 pretty quick. If I get these goblins' attention, they're just gonna, like, slap me to death, aren't they? Oh yeah, I'm here for 5 hours every day, so I've still got 2 hours and 17 minutes to go. But sometimes it's not a hard limit. Some days I've already had one day where I ended up streaming for 6 hours instead. But if I'm not on at the same time you are today, I'm here every day from 1 to 6 EST. Or mature tree. Yeah. No, let's go with the 100. Yeah, we can go with 100. That'll be fine. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is definitely going to get us to 22, which is not what we were really hoping to do, but so they can't see you unless they're 10 levels higher than you. Oh, okay. So since right now they're lower level than me, I have nothing to really be afraid of in here, as long as I keep my stealth up. Wonder if I can beat one of these things if I'm higher level than them just using my axe. That'd be kind of funny. Slapping them with the axe because I don't really know what I'm doing with it. Because as a gatherer, it's not like I'm a marauder. So I wouldn't be utilizing it to its most efficient means, but I guess if it was a really low-level critter, I could still slap it to death. Oh, D&D. I miss D&D. I played it for around 20 years. Really love D&D. If you've got a good group, that is. Well, things might get a little hairy, but yeah, let's see what combat is like with the axe, just for the giggles. Find something in the level 15 range. This puck hatchling, for example. I'm gonna slap it, see what happens. Oh, I do 11 points of damage. Beautiful. Yes, we're going to be the server's first battle botanist. That's going to be a new thing. You watch. What's going to be interesting is I wonder if you get experience just like if you were a battle class. At this point, I think you kind of deserve to get some experience. Because it definitely takes a while. Ruru's just looking at the hatchling like, what are you trying to do? It's almost dead. It's almost dead. Because this is an interesting little experiment, because I actually am curious to see if you do get experience. I did 14 damage that attack. Like I said, Battle Botanist is the way to go now. Okay, maybe not. Oh, I didn't get any experience. Okay, that makes sense, but... Aw. I guess Battle Botanist is not the way to go. How disappointing. That would have been funny if you could get experience towards your botanist by fighting with your axe. That was my very short-lived career as a battle botanist. Tears were had. Okay, we're at 30 of 99. That's not bad, but yeah, like I said, we're definitely going to hit 22. In fact, there's pretty much no way we're not going to hit 22 finishing this quest. So we actually went 2 levels higher than we were planning on, but eh. Oh, gathering point characteristics. Some gathering points will possess certain characteristics that, when exploited, may increase overall yield, chances of obtaining high-quality items, or number of gathering attempts. Gathering point characteristics are displayed directly beneath a point's integrity bar, but only can be seen after acquiring one of the Disciples of the Land Whisper traits. Oh, okay. So I need like Tree Whisperer from what that thing was saying. Oh, that was bad. Oh, ouch. 3 misses in a row. That's awesome. I didn't know I was playing XCOM, the Final Fantasy edition. Well, that was 1 miss with an 83% chance, so that still feels kind of like XCOM to me. My favorite ones are when you have a 99% chance to hit the alien and you still miss. And the only time it makes me laugh is when you're playing as like the heavy gunner, as an example. You have a 99% chance the enemy's like right in your face and you're using a mini gun and you still miss. It's like, yeah, I don't see that happening. The whole point of a minigun, the way they use it in XCOM, is you don't have to be accurate, or you shouldn't have to be accurate, really. Anything in that cone in front of you is gonna die. So yeah, when they unload a whole magazine from a minigun, or however you want to word that, and miss an alien that's right in front of them, it's kind of like, yeah, okay. Okay, well, enjoy yourself. Have yourself a good AFK. Don't get into too much trouble. Right, let's see. 46 of 99. We're getting there. Which is nice. I don't sound like I'm more than 20. Yeah, apparently people say when you see my face, they don't think I'm over 20 either, so... But no, I'm 41, I'll be 42 this August. I have a lot of people underestimate how old I am. Okay, let's go. We are at 53 now, so just a little bit of time, and then we can switch over to the miner. Hopefully we can finish it in the 2 hours, give or take, we have. Probably can. I mean, we didn't jump straight into botany right away. We were almost like 45 minutes in before we even unlocked and attacked our first tree, so I think if we go straight for the miner, grab it, and start hitting our rocks right away, we'll easily hit 20 in time. Because now I kind of want to go with the idea that tomorrow will be a complete crafting day. No hitting rocks or trees tomorrow if we can help it, and just work solely on our craftings. And I forgot about it, but we could also use our leave quests for gathering and crafting too, couldn't we? Because I said I wanted to save those. I'm still kind of unsure of the one thing. It said that you can do up to, I think it said you can do up to 16 a day, or maybe it was that you can only gather do 16 at a time. I don't really know how that works. I was a little confused by that tooltip. So we'll have to try it. We'll have to see if it's 16 a day limit, or if you can only grab 16 at once. But do as many as you want a day, as long as you have the number. So for example, if I have 32, can I do all 32 in a day? We'll find out. We're up to 68. That's getting there. Now we're at 69 of 99. Nine. Best comedy series out there right now, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love that series. It's not perfect, but I don't think there's a such thing as a perfect comedy series. Wait, did my sneak run out? I must have hit something wrong. Good thing I noticed. That could have been an awful scenario. Up to 77 now. We are getting there. Yep, we'll use that. $79 of 99. We're almost there. We don't have any oh boy. At the moment, we're still missing more than we're hitting, but that's okay. It's kind of expected. Alright, let's get these. There we go. 83. Oh, 84 of 99. $86. We've got some ability or a GP back, so we'll be able to hopefully guarantee that the next round that we do is no misses. Okay, Idiot Yeti, thank you very much for everything today and for all the help, and hopefully you have a good day. Don't get into too much trouble. Let's see. We're going to increase our field mastery. And, of course, we missed. Twice, with an 84%. Nice. Alright, let's go to this tree. We shall attack it. We're at 90. We only need 9 more, and then we can go finally become a miner. And we'll try to get all of our mining done. Let's go. We'll give us an 84% chance. And missed 2 times in a row. Kind of funny, whenever I hit that and give the 84% chance, it seems like there's always 2 misses back to back. Kind of weird. $95, we're almost there. That was funny. The 84 I missed twice in a row. The 74 I got every single node. Statistics are fun. Jump over this. We don't need that. We do need this. Let's try 69%. Miss. There's a hit. There's a miss. There's a hit. We're done. Now we gotta deliver this to Sandre. Sandre is Black Shroud. New Gridania. Use our ticket. Oh, Sandre must be at the Botanist Guild. That would make sense. Since it's the Botanist Guild that asked us to do this. Just 1 second. Oh, perfect. Thank you very much, Pixie. I appreciate that. Enjoy your game and good luck. Kill all of the goblins and the orcs. Or if you're the GM, kill all of the players. Just kidding. They wouldn't appreciate that. Aw. What kind of character are you running this campaign? Oh, perfect. Yeah,